Good morning, everybody. Stephen Bello here. I wanted to share with you a quick recipe. You know, today everybody's so busy, working two jobs, busy households. You really need to plan ahead in your meal preparation. So the recipe that I'm going to do now is a French onion chicken breast. It's quick, it's easy, and you come home from work, you pop it in the oven, and dinner's served. So here we go. So I'm gathering all my ingredients. The first thing you need to start off with is some nice sweet onions. I usually figure 1 onion per portion. You need a lot of onions for this. So I've peeled 6 onions, and really important, sharp knife. And sharp knife, and you won't cry. So the hardest part about this whole thing is slicing the onions. And once your onions are cut, we're going to cook them up to lightly brown. So we're going to start to cook our onions. And you see here I have some little extra virgin olive oil in the pan, a little butter. I add the butter and the oil so that the butter doesn't burn. It's going to help my onions cook and caramelize and get all the natural sugars and just make it absolutely delicious. So I got my pan nice and hot, and I'm going to add my onions. Again, you need a lot of onions for this recipe, and you'll see why once it's done. Because they cook up, they shrink up, and it's a big part of this recipe. So my onions are cooking. Naturally, I wanted to start them first so that while they're cooking, I could kind of butterfly my chicken breasts. And I buy the big chicken cutlets like this because they're cheap. They're usually on sale. And you'll see that I line my cutting board with some saran wrap because I really don't want any cross-contamination. You know, we got to work safe. Rubber gloves, it's just how I work. So I'm going to trim off some of this fat, save that. It's good for stock. Take this back piece off here, this little nerve. And then I'll just take my knife and I'll start to nice and thin. Now, many times I've been invited to somebody's house and they're like, "Chef, can you carve this or can you do that?" I don't mind, but your knife's got to be sharp. So if you're working with a dull knife, it makes things very, very difficult. You need the right tools. So I don't butterfly them too thin. So about like so, okay? And I'm going to continue to do this while my onions are cooking. See how my onions are starting to become translucent, just lightly brown. I'm going to lower my flame a little bit. I don't want to burn them. We're going to cook those down for a little bit longer. So now we're going to assemble. So we have our chicken, I have my onions. I let them cool down a little bit, especially being that I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and heat it tomorrow. So I don't want any warm product going on cold product. So I'm going to start to layer my chicken. So I put my chicken down, okay? I put the first layer. I'm probably going to make like 6 portions here. Lay them all like that. Like so. And then I have a blend here. I took some fresh herbs, garlic powder, salt and pepper, oregano, just a little tiny pinch of hot red pepper. And it's important to season these breasts up because you don't want the chicken to be bland. So I'm going to put a generous amount on each layer of this seasoning. And then I'm going to put some onion. On top of each layer. And I use my hand instead, it's easier. Like so. And actually, I'm going to have just enough onion. Usually 1 onion per portion. Now I want to take another piece of chicken. Like so. Put that on top. Another piece on top. Again, I have 6 portions. Season that up. If you have some extra seasoning, put it in a little Ziploc and save it for the next time you make French onion chicken. Now I'm going to top each chicken breast with some more onions and then some mozzarella. Like so. Now the mozzarella. A little more seasoning on top. And there you have it. So we're going to wrap this with saran wrap. And then tomorrow, 400-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes till it's golden brown. And you'll see there'll be plenty of moisture in this casserole dish from the onions and the chicken, the cheese, and it's absolutely delicious. It's a crowd pleaser. And typically I'll serve that with some type of rice. Maybe a rice pilaf or wild rice. So from my home to yours, French onion chicken breast.